I'm Tyler Vela of the Freed Thinker podcast.
Tyler!
And guess who popped up? Our favorite friend, the flying spaghetti monster. And I realized that I've never done an episode or anything dealing with the flying spaghetti monster, although I've talked about it in other contexts. So really fast, this is going to be a short video. What's the problem with the flying spaghetti monster? There are lots of them. The typical thing, just like it's leprechauns, it's fairies, whatever. It confuses what a viable actual explanation for something is and what isn't. It ignores that there's actual evidence for the existence of God. It ignores the things like specified complexity, fine-tuning something from nothing, the resurrection of Christ, the word of God, right? It ignores all of those other stuff just to kind of shoehorn in, well, as an atheist, I don't believe either. I think both of those are fictional, because you don't lack a belief, by the way. The real problem with the flying spaghetti monster is once you start pushing on it a little bit, once you start saying, well, the flying spaghetti monster isn't analogous, because flying has to do with directionality and propulsion and all this kind of stuff in the natural world, and God is not natural, and spaghetti is a man-made finite food, and monster is this amorphous evil concept. You're dealing, it doesn't have any of the explanatory power over laws of logic. It doesn't explain the existence of the universe. It doesn't explain fine-tuning. What the atheist starts to do is they start to modify the concept of a flying spaghetti monster. So they say, okay, well, let's say that it's transcendent noodles. Okay, but then it doesn't ground the laws of logic. Okay, let's say it's an omni-rational flying spaghetti monster. Okay, well then it's flying in spaghetti. It's material. It's extended in space. Okay, let's say it's spaceless, timeless, immaterial noodles. Okay, then it doesn't ground objective morality. Okay, let's say that it's omnibenevolent. Okay, well, spaghetti can be eaten. It's changeable. Okay, let's say it's immutable. Okay, and they keep going down. So at the end of the day, what you end up with is a spaceless, timeless, immaterial, spiritual, transcendent, omnipotent, omniscient, omnibenevolent, omni-rational, personal foundation for all things that has revealed himself in the person and work of Jesus Christ. All they're doing is saying, okay, well, to make this to make this analogy work, I need the exact same thing as God. I'm just going to call it a flying spaghetti monster, but I'm going to modify it so that it ends up being conceptually non-distinguishable. Great. Then we agree. The concept of God is needed to ground and explain all of those features of reality, and you get one unified concept that is a very simple complex with high explanatory scope, high explanatory power, and the only way that you get around it, the only way that they can object to it, is creating these ad hoc, completely out of nowhere, unevidenced alternative explanations that only exist if they alter them, again, in an ad hoc manner, to mean exactly what we mean by the term God, right? A rose by any other name would smell just as explanatory. So, flying spaghetti monster, not so much. God bless.